What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, Brian and I...
Second lane for left.
Whoops, navigation.
Second lane.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, Brian and I are out in a Jeep Wrangler. We have borrowed this from Champion Car Company because we are driving this to check out another car. That video will be down in the description below. That is a tuned vehicle that we are going to dyno.
With 400 horsepower.
So make sure you stay tuned for that video. So we are in a 2012 Jeep Wrangler, and on our drive there, we might as well talk about what it's like to be behind the wheel of a Jeep. Is now the best time to buy a Wrangler.
Yeah, the Jeep Wrangler is a vehicle that both of us honestly really want to get one day. It's something that you can't get what you can get with this with any other vehicle. Especially with, you can take the doors off, the roof off, the modifications and the potential with it is like unreal, especially if you want to off-road. This thing with solid axles, locking diffs, like sway bar disconnect, there's so many crazy things, low speed transfer cases, that this truck is just so built for off-roading.
Yeah.
And you can just customize it. I don't know, there's nothing else like a Jeep Wrangler.
I wish we could get it out on the trails today. Unfortunately, we're going to be out on the highway, and honestly, for its acceleration here, we're already up to the speed limit. So, I mean, you know, you're not trying to break any records, but for a Jeep, I mean, a little bumpy with the solid front axle, but nothing that's out of the ordinary. That's just how solid front axles are.
Yeah.
Not to say it's good or bad, but it's definitely an advantage for off-roading. And we were out at Uwharrie last week with the Tacoma, and we were hanging with the Jeeps. Jeeps can do a little bit more, but it would definitely be awesome to have one of these at some point. And this is the first time driving one lifted.
Yeah, we've
never been in a always been in a stock Jeep. And so far, so good. This has mud terrains on it. I'm not sure the brand. Didn't look at those, but
they don't probably at least 37.
Yeah, they don't seem like they're loud or obnoxious. You can hear a little bit of the wind noise, but other than that, it's really not bad.
So then for the title of the video is Now the Time to Buy a Jeep Wrangler. Honestly, I think this is a great time, mainly because the new JL generation, which is the later part of 2018 and up, are so much more expensive. The Rubicons are like $50,000 to $60,000 now.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not getting into a new Wrangler for under 30 grand, and even then, for a 4-door with an automatic, you're pushing higher 30s. Like, they're expensive nowadays. Not to say they were ever super cheap, but at least a good used one like this one, amazing pricing, anybody can get into this truck. And I think they actually hold their values pretty well. I've watched the values of them for a while, and it's maybe after the first year or two, they depreciate a little bit. But even then, they really do seem to hold value pretty well to where you can get one and enjoy it, rack up some miles on it, and actually sell it for about what you paid, which is pretty uncommon, which is pretty awesome.
I've been looking at some of the newer generations and having like 28 to 35,000 miles. They're still going for like 35 grand, which is a lot more than this one, obviously.
Yeah, so 35 to 40 is like a newer one used.
So they're completely different if you can go for that price point. But for the JK, you can find them for under 20 grand.
Yeah. They're
gonna have some miles on them, but still, I mean, this is going to be a fun toy to hit the trails. This specific one here has some goodies on it. We got some light bars up front, some grab handles here, so when you're off-road. And they have all the trim in here red, which I kind of dig it. It looks like it has some splattered mud all over it.
Yeah, I like it.
Which is kind of cool.
So this one definitely has some good mods all around. I like the lift kit. It looks to be maybe a 5-inch lift, roughly. I'm not 100% sure. But good setup with the wheels and tires. The fender flares I really like. And I like the rear tire delete. I know technically that's not the most functional thing, but I think it looks cool. It just makes it more boxy looking.
Yeah.
And I just like the look of this vehicle anyway. But definitely looking good with the full setup that it has.
And even with the lift-in tires, Jeeps aren't really known to be the best highway cruisers. But so far, I mean, I don't really see any issues with it. We are tracking pretty straight here. It's not loud and obnoxious. I mean,
there's some wind noise.
Yeah, there's some wind noise more than a regular vehicle. But you can't take the roof and doors off of other vehicles. So, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. But I love the pros of taking the doors off, taking the roof off. And you can have an awesome ride to the trails.
It's nice that, even being the JK generation, you're not really sacrificing so much of the on-road capabilities.
Right.
Because even a JL with the Rubicon package with the bigger tires, that's still a little floaty with the steering, and it's not, it's not a sports car or anything close to that even.
Right.
But even with the older generation now, lifted, modified, it's got some miles on it. It's not a brand new vehicle anymore, but I mean, it's pretty stable.
Yeah.
And it doesn't scare you. Like some people say these are horrible on the highway, never ever do that.
we're cruising along at 60.
Yeah, not bad
right
at all
now.
to cruise with. Yeah, especially if you're not really on the highway, more around town driving, no issues there. But then the fact that you can turn off onto any trail and actually, you know, get some mud bogging going, just hit the dirt, some articulation with the axles.
Yeah,
it's definitely a fun thing.
I would love to take this off-road so bad.
Whoever buys this Jeep, let us know, because let's go off-roading.
Yeah, we're pretty close. So I love the fact too that you can be like 6 foot something and be easily able to fit in here, which is a common question we get. How tall are you? Yeah. Most of your videos. So just under 6 feet, you could be much taller.
Oh yeah, you could actually.
For sure.
Yeah, you can be some height.
Yeah.
And then the back seats are pretty roomy, and you do have a lot of legroom actually. Yeah. And I would say about the same headroom as well. We're now back at Champion Car Company. We just delivered the Focus RS. Make sure you guys check out that video because we put it on the dyno and it sounded really good. It put up some healthy numbers. But now we're kind of just in the grass here taking the Wrangler off-road. It's nothing crazy. This is what we have to work with for today. But the Jeep definitely is a great platform for off-roading, as we've already mentioned multiple times in this video. So we're just gonna get a little bit of flexing here. Even though it's nothing too crazy, we can at least see the Jeep flex its legs just a little bit. Those are 35-inch tires, and obviously, I mean, small hill there, but at least we can get a feel for it. You can see it has a ton of clearance with the 35s, a great approach and departure angle. This has quite a few mods on it as well, with the front bumper, rear bumper. It has rock rails as well. You saw the interior just a little bit. And then we have the light bars and some pretty sweet wheels. As Brian stops right here, we got a good flex going on. Nothing too crazy, Bri. Yeah. But at least enough to kind of show it just a little bit. As much as we'll do off-roading with, you know, with a for-sale vehicle. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's sweet. It drives nice, and no, it's a good time to get one, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I was able to get one right now instead of the car that I have coming soon, but I wish I could have one alongside the Tacoma and really see the differences and compare them. Yeah. Even though they're not straight, direct competitors, my Tacoma can hold its own against a Wrangler, but a Wrangler just, I mean, it's way better, I think, for off-road. Yeah, for this sort of thing. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's video, getting out behind the wheel of a Jeep Wrangler. Huge shout out to Champion Car Company again for letting us take this out and taking out the Focus RS. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. We'll see you guys in the next video.